Hey y'all, welcome back. Today we are nearing the end. I can see the finish line of this Declutter series. So here we have eyeliners, eye crayons, anything in that family. And then this is brow stuff. I don't know how much of this we're going to swatch, but we're going to do a declutter because there's stuff in here that needs to go. So let's get into it. This is the something shaper soap, brow shaper soap from Jason Wu. I got this at Target. I've gone through one of these and it was good for what I needed. Here's the problem. Trying to get this out of my spoolie is a nightmare. It's thick and I don't like trying to do that. And I have since found a product that I like better, which is the Fluff Up Brow Wax from Benefit. So this is going to get decluttered. I'm going to empty out the pan and take the component to cosmetic recycling. I guess I can try to swatch these last handful because there are going to be shade differences. This is Boy Brow from Glossier. I've had this for a little over a year and it's drying out a bit, and I actually like the way that it's applying better. It's not going on as gloopy, and I feel like I have better control over how much of it goes in my brows. So I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep using it, and I'll finish it up here. Another brow pomade. This is Wunderbrow. This is older than the hills. This is an old lady. But if I can get her open, there we go. The product inside is dried down to a consistency that is really manageable. And if I'm going swimming or I'm going to be out all day and I want a brow that's not going to budge, this is what does that. So I'm gonna keep it. I don't know if this came with a spoolie, but there isn't one in the tube. And I'll just keep using it until it starts to become unusable. I'm using it above my eyes. If this were something that went on my eyes, I would have decluttered it no problem. But it just goes in my brows. I want to see how far we can take it. Let's swatch a couple of pencils here. These two are from Make Beauty. This one is in Cool Taupe, which is not a shade I thought would work for me, but it does. And then this is Warm Brown, which is my traditional, typical brow color. But I went a little lighter this year, and I'm happy with where it's taken me. I realize I have to move my arm to keep it in frame. So that's Warm Brown. Excuse you. The cap on this pencil falls off. This is another really nice refillable component. I just wish the cap would stay on the spoolie. So that was Warm Brown. This is Cool Taupe. Even their coolest taupe shade has a little bit of warmth to it. So if you're looking for an ashy brown, this taupe isn't going to do it. But if you are medium complected and have dark hair, this is a good midpoint between a super dark brow and a light brow. Okay, this is an ABH brow powder. I have taken to using this in my hairline. I am 41 years old. My hair is starting to turn gray in the front, making my hairline look really thin. And this, as long as I put it on like a fluffy concealer brush, I can swirl it in and tap it in my hairline, and it works. It works beautifully. I don't have to go hunting for an eyeshadow to do the job when I just have this right at hand. And I did have this in a project pan a while ago, and I wanted to just hit pan in one side. But that by no means that the product is done. And then I have 2 micro brow pencils. I haven't used a micro brow pencil in a while, which is why I still have these. But this is a really good one from the drugstore. It's also covered in hair and kind of gross, and I apologize for that. This is the Precision Brow Pencil from Joa. I'm looking for a shade name. Warm Medium Brown. It's on the sticker. And if you're looking for something that's got some stiffness to it, that takes, I don't want to say effort, but it takes more strokes to build up. Oh, wow. That is really red. That is far warmer and redder than I thought it was. I might declutter this. Yeah, that color is just not going to work for me. It's been a long time since I've used this, and I think I have a friend in mind. All right, let's talk this last one. This is from Nabla. This is the Brow Divine. I'm thinking it's in Mercury. I don't know. I'll look it up, and if there's a different name, I'll pop it on the screen. So like the Joa and the ABH and the MAC eyebrows, this is, excuse you, that was rude. Let's see, let's not pull out too much. So one thing I'm noticing about this pencil is that it's breaking a lot. I've had 2 pieces of it break off while I've been using it. So I would put that squarely between this one and that one as far as warmth goes. And that will be actually a really nice summer brow. I'm going to hang on to this. I'm going to pan it next year, and then I'll be done with it. All right, that does it for most of my eyebrow products. Things that I'm not going to swatch, but that are still counted in here. This is an ABH Clear Brow Gel, and this is my Benefit Fluff Up Wax. I have a blade line refill for the Make Beauty pencil. This is just backup mascaras and glitter glues and stuff that I really didn't feel was necessary to swatch. And lastly, but certainly not least, are eyeliners, crayons, pencils, anything that goes on or near the eyes. So right off the bat, sadly, I am going to say goodbye to these Suva Beauty Hydra liners. I love these liners. They're really fun to play with. They're just not all that practical. They're really not. I will, however, hang on to that teeny tiny little brush. But yeah, I love the idea of this. And this also came with a really handy color mixing chart and all kinds of stuff. I'm not saying this is bad. I'm just saying that for me, I don't do a whole lot of basic color mixing. And if I was mixing for my skin tone, I would want orange, magenta, and cyan instead of red, yellow, and blue. Those are the colors that we work off of the skin. So this just is not the most practical. I've also had it for quite a while, and I think it's time to clean it out and have it recycled. Same with this. I just don't, I see it, but I don't ever reach for it because my eyes are watery. And if I use a watery eyeliner, it's just gonna go everywhere. So I don't love these water liners. So I'm gonna let both of them go. Let's look at some pot liners. Okay, so these are what we're looking at. These 3 are actually ColourPop liners, but the outer tops came off, and I'm okay with that. These are easier to open. Now, couple days ago, I took a few drops of my Inglot Duraline and put that in these so that they would swatch better. These are just a gel liner from ColourPop. They do dry out, so if it's something that you want to have in your collection long term, I would suggest, a $10, $12 bottle of Inglot Duraline, and it'll let you rehydrate these things forever. We are going to swatch them. I'm going to use a Q-tip because I don't feel like dirtying a brush. This is the shade Joyride. Okay, maybe the Q-tip was not the best idea. Q-tip was not the best idea. So we're going to go ahead and swatch Joyride. This is one of the liners that I have loved for a very long time. However, I don't love gel liner, but I love that color. I love that color. It's so pretty. And as long as these are not smelling funky or doing anything bad to my eyes, I'm okay letting them dry out and then rehydrating them when it's necessary. This is Charmer. It's kind of a purplier burgundy. There you go. ColourPop is not messing around with this gel liner formula. These are so nice. It's honestly hard to look at that and say, I am more than okay not reaching for these all that often, but knowing that when I want them, all I have to do is drop in a little bit of Duraline, and then I've got these super creamy, beautiful liners. I haven't had to replace these in years, and I like that. That just makes me happy. So the color is consistent. It's not streaky. The formula is not balling up and flaking or chipping. I see absolutely no problem with keeping these. And last but not least is Piggy Bank. And this is probably the most out there liner that I have. And I'm okay with that. I really am. Because even though it's bright purple, oh, hello, it's got a lot of opacity. Now, it's very dried out. I don't think I hydrated it nearly enough. I usually only do 2 drops, but I'm going to do like a good 4 to 5. So that liner is basically dried down to a cake. And this is going to penetrate that cake and help it rehydrate. All right, so this is from, I believe this is from L'Oreal. This is their black lacquer liner. I have seen this compared to so many high-end liners, and this one comes out blacker and easier to use every time. I don't use black liner that often. Look at how smooth and even that is. And I didn't have to rehydrate. That just is how it is. I've had this for probably a year and a half, and it's still really nice and smooth and creamy. As I was saying, I'm not a huge black liner wearer, but when I want black liner, I want it in the right formula. Other end of the price spectrum is Rituel de Fille. So this is their enigmatic black orb in the shade Iron. Look at that. I could sit there and play with it all day. It's so beautiful. That color just, oh. Now, are there other liners out there like this? Yeah, you're going to see a couple of them. But is this one just weird and different and special? Also, yes. But I don't think I need to say that they're all going to stay. I have 2 eye primers in here. I guess I can swatch these on the back of my hand. One of these is from Milani. Oh, this hasn't been used. Ooh, okay. This is separating and is not looking all that great. So we're going to declutter that. This is my MAC paint pot. This is in the shade Painterly. It's a very good shade for my pale skin. All right, let's do different liner. Let's do actually eyeshadow crayons. I only have 3 of those. That's not supposed to be in there. Yeah, this is another brow pencil from Winky Lux. I've had this for a long time and I only recently started using it. And it's really pretty and I wondered where it went. And it's not. What is going on here? See, folks, this is why. Oh, that's not pretty at all. We're going to get rid of that. Goodbye. We'll start here with these 3 and then we'll go on to sharpenable eye pencils. So this has been a well-known YouTube favorite for a long time. This is from NYX. This is their Jumbo Eye Crayon in the shade Milk. And it is just that. It is a white pencil. If you are really trying to emphasize your features, you need not just dark, but light. So you need to know how to use white to highlight the features. I remember someone talking about a Marilyn Monroe makeup kit and it had a white liner in it that she used under her eyeline, which is why her eyes always looked so big and so bright. But yeah, I haven't had this forever. It doesn't smell bad and it's about halfway gone and I'll keep using it until it is. Same with this, and this I'm definitely replacing. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Color Chameleon in the shade Bronzed Garnet for green eyes. And when she says Bronze Garnet for green eyes, she's not kidding. Like this is the epitome of raisin makeup. Grungy, but it's skin native. It's native to the skin tone, and it just looks like it belongs on the skin. So yeah, I have used quite a bit of this. I will buy another one of these when this is gone because I love it. This one's newer to my collection. This is from Sephora. This is their colorful shadow and liner. Matte waterproof red terracotta. So it's another terracotta red, almost like Lolita. So these are really silicone-like. I feel like they give you less time to blend than something like the Charlotte Tilbury. So you have to be more precise and careful with where you're going to put this and be prepared to blend it out pretty fast. Okay, let's talk about some sharpenable pencils. Are you done? Okay, can I talk? Awesome. So these are my sharpenable eyeliners. Like I said, I don't use black liner that often, but when I want black liner, I want it in all the formulas. So this is a pencil. This is from Urban Decay. I have had one of these before that I have finished. It is very black. It's very creamy. I would also suggest that this is not waterproof. I have cried in these pencils, and next thing I know, I have black eyeliner running down my face. And sometimes that's the vibe I want, not always. So I would use this with caution. There are a lot of good black eyeliners out there. I'm going to show you another brand right now. So these are the reason I don't buy high-end eyeliner pencils. That's the word I'm looking for. These are the Infallible Pro Last eyeliners. I have finished several in different colors. I think I finished a burgundy. I know I finished a couple of browns. I finished a black. This is a great drugstore pencil. They don't always sharpen the nicest, and sometimes when you get down to the end, the product does start popping out of the crayon. So they're not the most elegant. However, they're really affordable, and you can usually find coupons. They're also, they glide on and they stay put. So that's the burgundy, that's the ivy, and this is bronze. It's actually pretty close to bronze garnet. So those are the 3 L'Oreal, and that's the Urban Decay. And we're gonna do some Charlotte Tilbury here in a moment. I can't not do the Teresa is Dead voice. I just can't not do it. Here we have 2 eyeliners from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm gonna talk about this one first because I don't think this one is a waste of money. This is the Pillow Talk eyeliner, blendable and long lasting. I like this pencil. I like how creamy it is. I like how soft it is. Okay, there is a color variance. The L'Oreal is more purple, where this is more brown. So there is the Pillow Talk eyeliner in the shade Pillow Talk. So if you thought that Pillow Talk was going to be a light, nudie, brownie pink liner, it's not. It's got some really beautiful raisiny undertones. And the last Charlotte Tilbury is the last one. Anyway, the last eyeliner is this double-ended one from Charlotte Tilbury. Now, the burgundy side is A, really pretty, but B, dupeable completely. That one's got a little bit more brown, where this one's got a little bit more purple, but if you layer this on top of the bronze, I'm willing to bet you'd get that same effect. I would not say this pencil is worth it, and it's mostly for this side. I honestly cannot get it sharpened to the point where I can use it or swatch it. And that completely defeats the point of paying between $26 and $35 for a double-ended eyeliner when you can't use one end. I don't like it. I would probably still purchase this when I bought it because it's a good lesson. It's a good lesson in, okay, it's a nice, expensive, seemingly very handy double-ended thing, but one side doesn't work. And it's just frustration. So I'm keeping it. I'm going to finish this side and then I'll call it good. But yeah, this liner is just nothing but a pile of frustration. We have some stuff to figure out in front of us. So these are my twist up eyeliners. Some of these are more special shades. Some of them are really interesting basic shades. And I'm excited to share them with y'all. All right, let's discuss these ones from Kaleidos. I wanted these so badly. Like last Christmas, I was dropping some serious hints and I didn't get them. So later on, I ordered them. It's fine. I ordered the shades Tourmaline and Night of Creation. So the pinky green is Tourmaline and the blue purple is Night of Creation. So let me swatch these and we'll talk about them. Tourmaline. Okay, I haven't used these in a while, but they still shouldn't do that, especially when they're wound all the way down. Not a fan. Let's see if now that it's broken, I can get it better. Yeah, that's better. So I expected Tourmaline to be that beautiful magenta to green to gold. And all I see is gold and green. I don't see that magenta flip. And there's something about it. It just doesn't show up on my eyes the way I wanted it to. I'm so very disappointed, especially in this shade. And I think for that reason, I'm going to let it go. I think for that reason, we're going to put it in the box and be done with her. Night of Creation surprised the ever-loving Dickens out of me. I expected this to be kind of a throwaway blue, and it's not. So if you let these sit, the tip is going to break off a little bit, but then it'll be just fine. I don't know if y'all can see that blue to purple. Yeah, I can see the reflection. You can kind of see there when the light bends that it turns purple. This definitely has more presence and it packs more of a color punch than its sibling. So I'm going to hang on to it, see how much I use it over the next 6 months, and then I'll make a decision. This is what that tourmaline eyeshadow from Kaleidos should have been, and I should have just reordered this. But I was excited about it in a stick. This is from JD Glow. If you watched my single eyeshadow declutter, you know that I have a bunch of their single eyeshadows. And these liquid eyeshadows are just as special. I'm sorry, liquid eyeliners. I bought 2 of these when they first came out, and they changed the formula afterwards. They made it more pigmented, and I'm definitely happier with the reformulation. Very happy with the reformulation. They also changed their packaging, which is now square, so it doesn't roll the way other pencils do. All right, we got to talk about these guys from Make Beauty, because these are beautiful, but I have packaging gripes. These pencils come with these little butt ends that are smudgers and sharpeners. So you take off one end and there's the smudger, pull off the other end, there's the sharpener. I have 2 major issues with these. Number 1, they make the pencil unreasonably long. So here is another traditional pencil. And you can see how much longer they are. So if you have storage that only fits like a traditional pencil, this is going to throw everything off. And I don't like that. So I just store them without those little end pieces. And they do have the colors on the bottom, which I very much appreciate. So the green is the shade Gamma Ray. And I love this on my inner waterline. It's the exact color of my eyes, and it just makes everything pop. This is my favorite shade of green eyeliner for sure. And this is the shade Halo. I want to see this on someone with really dark skin. This is called a pink taupe, and it really is. So if you're looking for a really subtle eyeliner, look into that. It's going to make the shape of your eyes pop, but it's not going to be definitively clockable as a color. I will also say the first one of these I had, every time I picked it up, it would crumble. So I tagged the brand in a post on Instagram and they sent me a new one for free. And this one has behaved just fine. So I wonder if that one was older and a little bit more dried out. Ooh, all right. So I mentioned I have a black liner in every formula. So I have a gel, a pencil, and a pen. This one's from Ciate. It's the Fierce Flicks. I will say I like this felt brush tip. I like the control I feel like I have with it. And if it's more of a calligraphy tip, so it's thin at the top and then it gets wide. That being said, as a black eyeliner, it's fine. For someone who doesn't use black eyeliner and only needs 3, this one is good. It's nice and black. You can get it as thin as you want or as thick as you want. So I guess this is a good one. Oh, criminally. All right. L'Oreal. We love to see it. This is Le Liner Signature in the shade Violet Wool. All right, L'Oreal, come through. Look at that. It's plummy. I need to use this more. That's really beautiful. Okay. I thought I might declutter you, but you can stay. This is a newer one to my collection. This came in my Allure Beauty box. This is from Kulfi. This is their underlined kajal eyeliner in Chiquichito. Okay. I have worn this. I have used it. It is a lovely creamy brown eyeliner. It's rather warm toned if you look at it in comparison to browns that have more cool tones. But for me, like, that is the shade of my hair. And sometimes that's the brown I want. Other times you want a cooler tone brown. But I like this. I like this a lot. Okay. NYX, again, drugstore. This is their Epic Smoke Liner in Brick Fire. So this is one of those pencils that, again, it has like that paddle toothbrush thing. And for this, I like it. I do like the little paddle guy. I wish the pencil itself was slightly creamier. However, the color cannot be denied. I also don't understand why we can't get caps that are the same size. Can someone please tell me that? Why do caps on eyeliners have to be different sizes? And even after sitting, it can still blend. It's still got some movability. But I find at times it just kind of blends into nothingness, depending on how hard you blend. So just be wary. I definitely use the pencil more than I use the smudger though. So, and then last but not least is this guy from Surratt. This is their Smoke Baton. And I had heard nothing but good things about this product from influencers who I trust. So it's an eye pencil that's, excuse you. So you've got powder product in here. And when you put this in there, that's when the sponge fills up. But the color, I mean, first of all, like, for the price, that shouldn't happen, even with a small amount rolled up. Now, I do like the color. I feel like it's a more adult version of the L'Oreal pencil that we just swatched. But am I just absolutely wrong in how to use this sponge thing? I don't get it. Can someone tell me what I'm doing wrong? Because every time I put this on my eyes, I no sooner get this on than it just smudges away. I don't know what is going on, and I don't like it. I would like this thing to work for me the way it works for other people. I gotta say, I'm puzzled and I'm disappointed. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep playing with it and see where we go from there. Oh. Well, friends, that is it. That is it for my declutter series. That is it for my eye declutter, my face products, my cheek products. I thought about doing my skincare or my backups, but I don't feel like it. This is going to be a heck of a process to edit and get up, but I'm going to do it. So I hope you all really enjoyed this video and this series. I hope you are taking care of yourselves so you can take care of each other. And I will talk to y'all in my next video. Bye, friends.